Are you struggling to stay motivated? 10 out of 10 motivation to go to the gym, get in movement, walk, grocery shop, meal plan, meal prep, and do all of these things that you want to integrate into your lifestyle as a busy person, and you want to reach your goals, but you're like, man, I don't want to do that right now. I don't have the motivation to get up and go to the gym. I don't have the motivation or the energy to put on my shoes and go for a walk. I definitely struggle with it. In fact, this morning I struggled with it. It was 17 degrees outside, 17, which is insane. And I did not want to get out of bed. I didn't want to get out of the warm bed and put on my workout clothes and grab my stuff and go to the gym and deal with that. But how did I have the motivation to still do it? I had to do something that was really easy. And we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about motivation, implementation intentions, and habit stacking. We're diving into one of the most important and often challenging aspects of self-care for busy moms, movement. And everything that we're talking about today, the motivation, implementation intentions, and habit stacking, it's not just applied to movement. It can be applied to anything. But it's week 3 of the Start Strong Challenge. Last week we talked about how to nourish and energize. Today we are talking about movement, and we're connecting it with that motivation. We're not just talking about any movement, but purposeful, intentional movement that fits seamlessly into your busy schedule. Let's not make it difficult. As I've mentioned before, we don't got time for difficulty. And if it's difficult, guess what? We're not going to do it. I'm also going to share some practical tips for quick movement routines that busy moms can do anytime, anywhere, so that you're getting the blood flowing, you're boosting energy, you feel good, and we're going to talk about all of that. I'm super excited that you're here. Grab a notebook and pen. Let's dive in. Welcome to the Strong and Nourished Momma podcast. If you're tired of wondering what healthy meals to make, feeling like you're running on empty, or struggling to make exercise fun and achievable, you are in the right place. I'm Val, a functional sports dietitian, prenatal and postpartum fitness coach, and a first-time mama. I've created a simple plan that lets you live healthy without strict rules, spending hours in the gym, and sacrificing delicious food while still having time for the things you love. It's time to embrace a fun, sustainable lifestyle where health is possible with a busy schedule, mama. So grab your coffee, settle in, and join me on this beautiful journey to becoming a strong and nourished mama. Let's dive in. Welcome to week 3 of the Start Strong Challenge. I'm so excited that you're here. I hope you are enjoying the challenge and getting so much out of it. The weekly workshops have also been amazing, and it's been so great connecting with you, and I'm so excited. So welcome. Today we're talking about move with purpose, motivation, and quick routines for busy moms. Now, if you haven't signed up for the Start Strong Challenge, you've heard me talk about it over the last couple weeks, go to wellnessbyval.kit.com/Start Strong Challenge to sign up. It's super easy. You're going to get your intro workbook, your weekly workbooks. It includes a 3-day food plan, some exercise ideas, and then we have weekly workshops that are totally free throughout the entire month of January. So the link is in the show notes. Again, it's wellnessbyval.kit.com/Start Strong Challenge. It's only 4 weeks, and the goal is to learn how to create healthy habits that last, that don't take years on end to do. Sometimes it feels like that. They're easy and it's fun. We want to make it fun. So I look forward to seeing you in that challenge and in this next week's workshop. So we're talking about motivation. I don't have motivation all the time. I often hear, Val, how do you do it? How do you go to the gym 4 times a week? How do you get on the Peloton twice a week? How do you have the motivation to go on walks or get 10,000 steps? And I don't have the motivation to do that all the time. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? I say, screw it. Screw this. I just want to sit on the couch all day and Netflix and chill and catch up on my shows. But I know I can't do that. It sounds nice. I may have time to be able to do that in the evenings every now and then, but I know that I love to move. Movement is fun. It's a way for me to feel better, get increased energy. If I'm stressed, if I'm tight or I've been sitting all day, if I just need some sunlight or I want to have some fun, like meet a girlfriend at a gym and work out and hang out. I just did that this last week. We met at a local CrossFit gym. We get to work out, but we chat and we catch up. That's usually what we do, and it's so fun. And of course, we do that in other ways, like, of course, go get a glass of wine or get something to eat or some coffee, but we both want to work out, we both need to fit it in, and we want to catch up. So why not connect it all together? We're going to talk about ways we can do that and make things easy in our lifestyle with our routines so that movement doesn't feel like, or any other habit, movement doesn't feel like this thing that you have to do and that it's so hard. You don't have to go to the gym and work out. You don't have to work out in your living room. There's so many ways that you can incorporate movement for it to be fun and something that you're enjoying. So when someone asks me, Val, how do you have the motivation to do everything that you're doing? I tell them I make it super easy for myself. And we're diving into habit stacking, implementation intentions, and really details about motivation. So this morning when it was 17 degrees and I didn't want to get out of my bed, because who would want to do that, to go outside, drive in the fog to the gym, I really made it easy for myself to be able to actually do what I wanted to do and accomplish that behavior and that habit. I prepared my banana and my creatine and aminos, and I put them next to my keys in the bag that I take. And in my bathroom, I already had my shoes, socks, I had sports bra and my top and bottoms. So I changed, I brushed my teeth, I put my hair up, I grabbed everything that I needed, I got in the car and I left. And it took 5 minutes to get to the gym, because that's the gym that I go to because it's easy. And I am so happy that I did it. I did a 50-minute workout. I knew that I was going to feel good after. I knew I would have regretted not going. And so I'm just super happy that I did. So what I tell people is I make it easy for myself. And that's how I help my clients. How can we make it so easy for you so you don't have to think about it? It doesn't feel like you're doing this whole other thing. And it doesn't feel like you have to have hours taken out of your day to be able to accomplish the goal that you're wanting to do or reach, the behavior that you're wanting to do, which in this case, we're talking about movement today. Let's start with implementation intentions. What are implementation intentions? It's a specific when, then, or if then plan that helps you bridge the gap between your goals and your actions. It's about making a clear commitment to act at a specific time or in a specific situation. So remember, we have to set SMART goals, and part of that S is getting very specific in what we are going to do. The implementation intention is going to help with that. So when situation X arises, I will perform response Y. And research shows that implementation intentions are effective for sticking to your goals. So we have to incorporate them. We have to take time to think about implementation intentions, write it out so that we know what exactly we are doing. Once you have created your implementation intention, you complete this sentence. I will enter behavior at enter time, in enter location. I will go to the gym at 5 a.m. at Anytime Fitness that is 5 minutes from my house. That's my implementation intention. What about if we wanted to get in a 20-minute workout routine at the house? Like you have your dumbbells, you have the class that you're going to take, you have everything set up, or you know what you're doing. What is the implementation to get in that 20-minute strength workout? After I wake up and brush my teeth, I will get dressed and do a 20-minute strength workout at 6 a.m. in the living room before the kids wake up. Like we are getting so specific so you know exactly what you're doing and you're not having to think about like, wait, what was I going to do? Like, when was I going to do it? Or I've totally forgot that that's what I wanted to do. So this implementation intention is making it easier for you to start your routine. You want to get in the 20-minute workout. You already know what you're going to do, because you set the action to follow an existing habit. So we're also pairing in habit stacking, which I'll talk about in a moment. Some other examples, maybe you want to take a short break to move during the day. You sit at the computer all day long, and then after work, your energy is so low, you're tired, your hips hurt, your glutes hurt, everything hurts, right? So you want to add in a short break. What is that implementation intention? After I eat lunch, I will take a 5-minute walk around the block before I go back to work, before I log back on. And this will help you avoid sitting too long. It gives you an energy boost. It aids in digestion and blood sugar. What about a post-dinner routine? Maybe you want to do a pre-bed routine that involves stretching. Like, I really want to stretch more. This is something that I've been wanting to incorporate. I thought about it this morning at the gym. I was like, I am tight. I need to stop sitting on the couch and I need to stretch at least for 5 minutes before I go to bed, right? And then I can sit on the couch and I can stretch while I watch TV. So this is actually a personal one for me. After putting the kids to bed, I will stretch for 10 minutes in the living room while I watch TV. It's going to help you downregulate your nervous system, relax, stretch, get into the hips or any other stretches that you want to do. It prepares you for bed so that you sleep good. And so we're getting super specific with the implementation intention. The formula, the sentence that we're going to complete is, I will enter behavior at enter time in enter location. And in your workbook this week, you're going to have room to be able to create this. And then in our workshop, when we check in, we are going to actually practice this with the behaviors and the goals that you're wanting to accomplish. So let's talk about habit stacking, which these two can go together, and we'll discuss that. Habit stacking is when you attach a new habit to an existing habit. You're stacking these habits together, hence habit stacking, and you're making it so easy to remember and follow through with the new behavior, because new behaviors, you don't have those neural pathways set up in the brain yet. And so that's why it's really hard to remember, oh man, I forgot my workout clothes. I wanted to work out after work. If it's not a behavior that you're regularly doing, it's going to be super easy to forget. But when we habit stack, when we bring these new behaviors and pair it with an existing behavior and habit, it's going to be so much easier. So the habit stacking formula is, after enter current habit, I will enter new habit. After I take off my work shoes, I will immediately change into my workout clothes. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, says the key is to tie your desired behavior into something you are already doing each day. Let's make it easy. So what are some examples of habit stacking? And I gave you some earlier. It was kind of tied in with those implementation intentions. After I put the kids to bed, I will stretch for 10 minutes in the living room while I watch TV. So maybe your existing habit is you already are good at drinking water before your coffee. You drink a glass of water first thing in the morning. So maybe your new habit is, after you drink water, you will immediately do 1 minute of jumping jacks or march in place. That's just an example. It's not like, to me, doing jumping jacks after I drink water doesn't sound fun. But maybe for you, maybe you do it before you drink water, okay? Maybe you do it in the middle of the day. While my food is heating up in the microwave, I'm going to do 10 push-ups. I'm going to do 10 squats. I'm going to go walk around the building while it warms up and then come back. And I have a coworker who does this, and she is so good at it. She'll just be marching in place or kind of like running around while her food is heating up. And I'm like, yes, that's awesome. I need to do that. I want to do that. And so she's pairing movement with an existing habit that she's already doing, right? So to get in some more movement during a sedentary day. Let's say you want to play with your kids and you want to exercise. Your existing habit is playing with your kids in the living room or the backyard. Your new habit, as soon as you start playing, I will incorporate squats or lunges while I chase them around, or sit in a squat while I watch them play. So instead of just like sitting in the backyard in your chair and watching them, or sitting on the ground and just, on your phone, whatever, maybe you incorporate some movement with them. Maybe you chase them around and you get a movement that way. What about adding in movement with your coffee? So if you have coffee in the morning, maybe your current habit is making or drinking your morning cup of coffee. Love it. And your new habit is, once I finish my coffee, I'll do 5 minutes of light stretching or a body weight workout that I start before work. So we're getting very specific. We have our existing habit, we have our new habit, we're stacking them together, and then we can combine the habit stacking and the implementation intention to get even more specific on what we want to do, what we want to accomplish, so that we're more successful. So let's say your goal is get a 10-minute morning workout in. Maybe it's in the living room. Maybe you go outside and do something. Your implementation intention is, after I brush my teeth, then I will immediately do 10 minutes of body weight exercises. Your habit stack, I'll do my workout while I'm still in my pajamas right after I finish brushing my teeth, right? So maybe it's a body weight workout that you don't really have to change into something else. So it makes it that much easier. Or you have your clothes set out so that after you brush your teeth, you put your clothes on, you go in the living room and you work out for 10 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever the goal is. So we're doing things to make it so easy. The habit stacking helps you keep the time minimal, and the implementation intention gives you a clear trigger for the action. So this takes us to motivation. Motivation is overrated and it's unreliable. It is highly unreliable. We cannot rely on having high motivation all of the time because we wouldn't accomplish anything, okay? So we can't rely on being motivated to go to the gym, to work out, to go on the walk, to walk on the treadmill 4 times a week. We can't rely on the motivation. It was 17 degrees outside this morning. I did not have the motivation to go. So how can I make it easier for me to get out of bed and go to the gym to accomplish a behavior that's going to help me stay consistent, that's going to help me reach my goals, and also help me feel better and start my day how I want to start it? Since we cannot rely on motivation to be high every single day, we need to focus on our environment. So we have to set up our environment in a way so that everything is easy to get things done. This morning, I made it easy. My environment was easy. I didn't have to pick out my workout clothes. I didn't have to go grab the banana. Like, that doesn't seem hard, but still, it is at 4:40 in the morning. I didn't have to go get my banana. I didn't have to grab a shaker bottle from the cabinet, grab my creatine, grab my aminos, put it in there, fill it up with water, grab my keys, and do all of that. You see how thinking about that, you're like, whoa, that is overwhelming. That is actually a lot. And that's probably why I haven't been accomplishing my goal, because my environment isn't set up for success. So what do? The night before, after, while cleaning up after dinner, I get my bag, I get my keys, I get the shaker bottle with my creatine and aminos, and I already put water in it, shake it up. I get my banana, put it on the counter. I get my shoes, socks, bra, all of the things that I need to wear to the gym, my jackets, like even that takes extra time. So I already get my jackets out. I have 2 jackets. I brush my teeth. I get dressed. I grab the things I need on the counter and I go. So if I wake up at 4:40, I'm out of here in 10, 15 minutes. So I don't have this barrier of like, oh, then I got to get all this stuff. And by the time I get all this stuff and get dressed and have my outfit and get in the car and get to the gym, it'll be like 5:30. Like, that's so much wasted time. Let's focus on our environment, and we need to go back to what we talked about last week, which was the formula B equals MAP. Behavior equals motivation plus ability plus prompt. And we also have to talk about the habit loop, something we talked about in week 1 of the challenge. We need to focus on the prompt and the cue to remind us and make it easy. So if I'm going to the gym at 5 a.m. and I need to wake up at 4:40, then I need a cue or a prompt the night before to set everything up so that I'm successful in the morning. If I want to walk on the treadmill while the kids are napping and make it really easy, I need to have my tennis shoes and socks ready to go. If I want to do a morning workout, or let's say an evening workout, you get home from work, you have the kids, they want to play in the living room and run around, maybe I take a break on laundry or whatever I'm doing, and I, start dinner real quick, so then that can go back to another habit of easy meal planning and prepping. And then let me put on a 20-minute body weight workout. And as soon as I get home, maybe before you do all of that, as soon as I get home, I'm changing into my workout clothes that I already have set out on the counter for me or in the bathroom. So you're making things very easy. You're setting your environment up for success. So let's recap real quick. We talked about implementation intentions, which is a specific when then plan that helps you bridge the gap between your goals and your actions. We talked about habit stacking, where you are attaching a new habit to an existing habit to make it easier to remember and follow through on that new behavior. And then we talked about how to pair those two together. So we're getting really specific with what we are doing. We know exactly what we're doing, when we are doing it, to which behavior we're attaching it to. And then we talked about motivation, how it's overrated, it's unreliable. And when motivation is low, we need to do something that's easy. When motivation is high, we can do all of the hard things. So it goes back to what we talked about last week in episode 14. B equals MAP, as well as the habit loop, where we're really focusing on our environment, the prompt, and the cue. Next week, the final week of the Start Strong Challenge, I can't believe it's already here, we are going to talk about maintenance and consistency and how we can integrate everything we've learned to be able to stay consistent throughout the rest of the year and the rest of our lives in the different phases of motherhood, to be able to reach our goals and accomplish what we want to accomplish. If you haven't signed up for the challenge, it's not too late. You're still going to get all the things, and we still have another workshop, a live workshop to go over everything. Go to wellnessbyval.kit.com/Start Strong Challenge. The link is also in the show notes. Sign up for the challenge. You're going to get the intro workbook. You're going to get the past workbooks with the recipes and everything that we've already talked about, and how to really connect your goals and your behaviors to be able to reach them. This week, in this week's workbook, you're going to be practicing implementation intentions and habit stacking. And then we're also going to talk about motivation, and I'm going to give you some quick workout routines that you can do and some different examples, because why not? I want to be able to provide you with as much as I can. And don't forget to schedule a nutrition coaching session with me. In these sessions, I help you, of course, reach your goals nutritionally and to support you and fuel you. But we're going to talk about lifestyle, and that includes sleep and stress and movement, and how as a mom, as a very busy mom, you can incorporate these things and make it super easy to be able to reach your goals. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I will see you all next week. Hey mama, I hope you loved today's episode. If it resonated with you, would you please take 30 seconds to share it with another mom, a mom who's looking to make healthy eating and exercise easier, because we need that. And if you haven't yet, I would be so grateful if you could leave a quick review on Apple Podcasts. It truly means the world to me and helps the show reach more amazing moms like you. All right. Time to chase my toddler around. Stay strong and nourished, and I will be back on Monday with another episode. Talk soon.